Hello! Self-Delusion is a horror game now available for Nintendo Switch. In this video we take a closer look at this game and whether it is worth buying. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Let's go! I have to say that this game kind of fooled me. At the beginning you run around in a dark forest and the atmosphere is really gloomy. I enjoy it. The tone indicates that we will be exploring a horrific and ghostly world where danger lurks around every corner. But quite quickly the game goes in a completely different direction. I enter a house and this will be the scene where most of the game will take place. And I didn't expect this. I thought I'd be running around exploring in a big forest. But now it's in the house where everything happens. And things get really weird. It's about surviving in a house of horrors. The game is divided into chapters, and the further you go, the harder it gets. In the house there is an oven. If it is not fed with dolls, it will overheat and you will die, so you have to run around looking for dolls. If you manage to survive a few minutes, a new challenge is introduced, and this is how it goes. In the beginning it's relatively easy because the dangers are few, but after a couple of chapters the house is literally packed with obstacles to take into account. The rolling monster is the worst and probably one of the most annoying enemies in the game. It's pretty fast and if it gets you, you die instantly, so you have to hide in chests or closets. But the game idea is relatively simple. Find different objects, feed the oven, avoid all dangers, and survive until the time runs out. Repeat. But what gives the game an extra dimension is that you occasionally run around in another part of the house. Here there are other challenges such as escaping from the scarecrow, and this leads to the game actually gaining some depth. The degree of difficulty is good as you can choose between easy, medium and hard, but I still want to say that easy is relatively challenging. You still have to be focused and make the right decision at the right moment, otherwise it's easy to die. I had to replay some chapters because some of the game's enemies made life miserable for me. I would also like to add that playing with sound is a huge advantage. It's much easier to assess where the enemy is and whether you are in danger. Without sound, some of the tension is lost, but the enemy also gains the upper hand. The sound can definitely decide if you will survive or if you will die. So my advice for a full experience is that the sound should be activated. The sound is also what makes this a scarier game. I think the enemies or monsters give a rather lame impression. I don't think they are very scary, but with the sound activated you jump when they overwhelm you. At least I flinched when the enemy spotted me, and that's because of the combination of being surprised and the sound effects. There are quite a few jump scares in the game, and it kind of reminds me of my cat. You know, it pops up and attacks when you least expect it. It's the same principle in this game. The enemy surprises me and kills me. There are also a couple of add-ons if you want to fully explore this game. However, I didn't find them as entertaining as the main game itself, but they at least give the player the opportunity to experience the game in a different way. So is this game worth buying? The price in Nintendo's eShop is set at $15, and that is perhaps a bit too much. But the last time I checked, the game was being sold with a discount, a more reasonable deal. But what I did have a problem with was the controls, which I sometimes found uncomfortable to use. This is because when I needed to pick up a doll or another item, it became unnecessarily complicated to grab the item. On several occasions I found myself hovering over the object without being able to pick it up. It is in situations like these that I wish there was an auto-target function, but such a function does not exist. I also want to highlight that this can be a very stressful game. As I said, you have to survive by feeding the oven with dolls, but a lot can be going on at the same time, so it's an advantage to make the right choices. For example, where to be to avoid the enemy. I also think it has a pretty light-hearted tone. It's certainly a pretty dark game, set in an inhospitable environment, but it's not as creepy or bloody as, for example, Outlast. So if you want a horror game that should be played with the sound on, try Self-Delusion. But as I said, I think the price is a bit too high, so wait until there is a discount. That said, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Have a great day. See ya!